I wouldn't feel content if I made a reference to baby Jesus without including the famous little drummer boy who happened to show up too during the nativity scene. He made a good contribution to the ceremony of the birth of Jesus. The day the little drummer boy was no epiphany would be the day that Carah Faye's on stage and tries to spit on me. You think the Movementarians were maybe feeling blessed because the Royce splashed them with the mud and they're feeling the best. Unfortunately, this is not the proper attitude, and for the sake of little drummer boys, you need to change your mood. He had no gifts to bring. You caught the gist of this and yet a piece of the shit out of these Fayethfuls nasty pixie sticks. I guess it's once again time to intertwine the precious sugarplum with something more divine. The little drummer boys may be hard to understand, but what we should do is turn to the drummer in her band. I like the little drummer boy, in case you couldn't tell. In 1984, he should have played for me as well. I'm certain that the drumming was like strumming his pain, at least the pain he would go through on that very tragic day.
My mind is really shiny, yes I do resent it. Just the other day, I swear that Carah was repentant. The little drummer boy deserved a much more lovely entrance. I'm sure it's just a consolation, but here's his percentage. Mine is really shiny, yes I do resent it. Just the other day, I swear that Carah was repentant. The little drummer boy deserved a much more lovely entrance. I'm sure it's just a consolation, but here's his percentage.
Sorry, little drummer boy, if I may seem possessed all of a sudden, if I had it my way, I would do my best to write a song that only had to do with you, my child. By the way, I heard that Carah Faye is like a pyro, which makes me Johnny Nitro, perhaps a little bit. The truth is I must cater to her or be asked to split. The drum was very precious, you played it like a champ. You would have kept on going even if you got a cramp. Baby Jesus must have been a kid you wouldn't miss. If you got a blessing, it was no coincidence. It must have been your first time taking on this job. Maybe you were nervous since he was the son of God. So little drummer boy, as little as you truly are, I hope and pray that you can stay because I'm struggling with race cars. Carah Faye has been a problem for me, little lad, but it's a cold day in hell when I tap out to her Boston crowd.
Mine is really shiny, yes I do resent it. Just the other day, I swear that Carah was repentant. The little drummer boy deserved a much more lovely entrance. I'm sure it's just a consolation, but here's his percentage. Mine is really shiny, yes I do resent it. Just the other day, I swear that Carah was repentant. The little drummer boy deserved a much more lovely entrance. I'm sure it's just a consolation, but here's his percentage. I had no gifts to bring, there wasn't one you gave. There must have been some gratitude, you got it out the way. You had no gifts to bring, although you played your drum. That all in itself was very precious for the young. You had no gifts to bring, you shouldn't feel embarrassed. Your presence alone compensated for no presents. You had no gifts to bring, but maybe you were gifted. For the record, little drummer boy, you've been terrific.